From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
Let's make America great again, together hand in hand. America, united, safe and strong. Give us peace and prosperity, let freedom be our song.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Keith Allen and proudly welcoming you to this Thursday's edition, February the 16th, 2017. And it's a day that I should not forget because it's hard to believe, but 14 years ago at St. Joe's Hospital here in Tampa, Florida, I welcomed my daughter Kaylee into the world. And it just absolutely blows my mind to think that it was 14 years ago. How can that be? But here it is. We're going to celebrate her birthday, blow out the candles, and I'm very grateful to be very part of her life and a very important part of her life. And, you know, she's made that change into teenage, but she still likes a hug when she wants one. And it's okay as long as I get one. And if she doesn't have any emotion on her face about certain thing or displeased about something I might be saying, that's parenting. I know it's a tough thing to say these days, parenting, because, you know, everybody wants to be friends. And I think you should kind of be friendly with your kids. But foremost, I'm a dad. And you can't always be chummy. And it's a hard job. And now I understand as I'm an adult, or I've grown into an adult at least, remember my dad's words of saying, this hurts me worse than it hurts you. Now, to say I beat my daughter or anything like that, I don't have to do that. I can raise my voice, and that works for girls. Boys, I have no idea. I can't relate. I've only dealt with girls. But if I raise my voice, they don't like it for some reason. I mean, you don't even have to be yelling, and they think you're yelling. But they can hear the agitation in your voice or your displeasure, and they don't like it. It'll send them to the moon. And luckily, knock on whatever is under here. Oh, it is birchwood here at our studio in Tampa. Yes, I'm sure you're impressed. It's not mahogany, though, but it is birchwood. And why I said that, because I'm always banging on somebody. Somebody said, I hear you tapping or I hear you knocking on something like that. Are you trying to imitate Rush Limbaugh? Fact of the matter is I don't do that, but I think it's a timing thing. I keep my timing and I'm in deep thought and I'm in the zone, the talk radio zone. And sometimes you have to bang on something to solidify it. So that's why the noise there. And I don't care. That comes with age, too. There comes certain things in life. Dr. John Monaco, good doctor, he's in the studio. He's going to be joining us in the half hour. He grew out his beard. And I bet you, and I'll ask him later, it's probably not important, but there probably was a time in his life where, God forbid, he would never. But now his girlfriend thinks it's hot. So that's a good thing. So age teaches you some things where certain things you just let it roll off. It doesn't bother them. Talking about being bothered, Donald Trump has got a real serious problem, and it comes with draining the swamp in Washington. He said he was going to do it. He had to do it. It's inevitable. His platform, everything he rose to this prestigious role as commander-in-chief, a lot of people just thought that it was a metaphor, that he really had good thoughts, good intentions, but nobody would ever begin to do these particular things. The problem is he has been doing them, and electing people to post that are actually going to be monitoring the situation, there's moles in our government. There's people that are leaking classified information that is detrimental to our security, and that can't be. We could go back to the leaks. We could go back to Hillary Rotten Clinton's emails on how nefarious players actually got to see what the heck was getting written to her as Secretary of State. And believe me, there is a lot of classified information that Secretary of States get. This is not small potatoes, as my dad used to say. This is the real world. Ron Johnson, Senator Ron Johnson, he's basically saying these leaks are like in the Flynn case, dangerous to national security. Bill Hemmer this morning on Fox News. Listen in.
I want to see this president succeed. There are so many challenges America faces. We have to have a president that can actually succeed. And I'm concerned about that. I'm glad people are starting to ask that question. It's the first thing that I thought of when I started hearing about these leaks is, again, you've got an agency that is not supportive, loyal to the President of the United States. One of the questions I asked, for example, Rex Tillerson in his confirmation hearing is, Mr. Tillerson, how are you going to handle managing a department who, let's face it, are filled with a bunch of people who not only don't agree with the president's foreign policy, are actually hostile to it. That's something this president's going to have to come to grips with. He's going to have to get control over, but it's going to be an enormous challenge because you have the entrenched bureaucracy, whether it's in the intelligence community, whether it's in the State Department, throughout government, that is going to be opposed to somebody who's really coming to change. As a change agent, people don't like change, and so there's going to be a great deal of resistance, but I, for one, want to see this president succeed. Somebody in the nebulous intelligence community, I think those are the questions have to be asked. Who tapped the phones? Who is listening to it? Who leaked it? I think those are legitimate questions to ask, but better asked in a classified setting to really get to the fact. Let's face it, leaks of this nature are incredibly damaging to America, to our national security, and we need to look into it.
And as a matter of fact, Donald Trump has an answer. The New York Times, on top of this, they say New York billionaire Steven Feinberg, a Donald Trump loyalist, is expected to be named by the president to lead a broad review of American intelligence agencies. The New York Times is reporting. The anticipated appointment of Feinberg, co-founder of Service Capital Management, is already meeting opposition from intelligence officials who are smarting over Trump's continued criticism, according to the newspaper. And most recently, Trump has blamed the intelligence community, as you know, for leaks, which led to the resignation of Michael Flynn as national security advisor. Folks, I told you this wasn't going to be easy. Most people didn't think it was going to be easy, and they are trying to, again, discredit anything that the Trump administration has been trying to accomplish or wants to accomplish. They're going to try to do this, and it's going to be a rooting out, and I believe a lot of people are going to be fired. You're going to see the Apprentice star Donald Trump firing a bunch of folks because that's the way it happens. And personally, I'm writing an article right now. This is something that has needed to happen for such a long, long time. I've lived in the Beltway. I've lived in Washington. I've worked in D.C. I've talked to people that worked at the Pentagon, that work for the CIA, and the stories that I heard through the years of the crap that goes on is unbelievable. But it's gotten worse, and so much worse is because people have open vendettas against Donald Trump. They don't like him, and clearly they're making it known. When you're leaking stuff to newspapers, this is really bad. Oh, yeah, we've always had people that will do this to the media to a certain degree, but not to this level. Not to this level. And it's only getting worse, and that's why this investigation. And it's going to be a full-fledged investigation. Democrats are even asking for it, too. The good Democrats. We're not talking about the crazy ones. We're talking about the ones that realize the patriots. Real patriots. And it's the real patriots that are going to fix this and get this job done because it's going to be for the wellness of our country. And we have way too many problems right now, personally, to think that we have to deal with this garbage right now in the world because the world is a hotbed. Hot coals. Too many players on the world stage right now flexing their muscles. We got Russia out right now, buzzing around our shores with missiles. I don't understand all of that. Why they still have missiles aboard, why we haven't taken those off. I haven't called Donald Trump to ask him. Maybe I need to call Pence first. Maybe I get through to him. But, and I'm sure they're thinking about these things, but it is kind of an oddity. But, man, there is just a lot of hot potatoes, isn't there? Just a lot of things to deal with, to think about right now. And now, besides trying to get his cabinet up to speed right now, the people that have been into the government, into these positions right now in all three branches, we got to worry about moles and people that are damaging our credibility here at home and overseas. This makes us look weak, folks. This weakens us. This looks terrible. This does not look good. This doesn't lead from strength. This is terrible. So you're upset. So you're disenfranchised. We get it. We understand it. But the reality is Donald Trump is the president of the United States. But that's not enough. You can't just say that and listen to reason and that's it. No. We got to do everything we can to oust him. Because maybe then Donald Trump will wake up in the White House. This is their thinking. That he'll wake up and realize I shouldn't be president and I'm going to step down. Do you want Mike Pence to be the president? And then I guess because of his generosity, he's going to allow Hillary Rotten Clinton to be the vice president. You think that's going to happen? It's not going to happen. But this is a wake-up call. And it should be to all good Democrats that are listening at the Beltway today. They can make a difference. This has to stop. I just imagine one attack here, one attack, the news is going to change just like that. And the news story will change and will switch. And then maybe perhaps we'll get to work on what really needs to be done. I'm just very disappointed. I'm not shocked. Disappointed, I think, is a better word. And it's going to get better. But I knew it was going to be bumpy. I knew there was going to be the stones that were going to be thrown out. Because draining the swamp, you're going to get the worst of the worst, and they are going to be resistant about it. But a lot of people, mark my words, are going to lose their jobs. And then they'll trash talk. They'll be on the media circuit. They'll write books and stuff like this. But this has been going on, and Trump said it. This has been going on longer than his administration, obviously, which is, 5-6 weeks now? Not even. Absolutely ridiculous. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think it's really a sad thing that he was treated so badly. I think in addition to that, from intelligence, papers are being leaked, things are being leaked. It's criminal act, and it's been going on for a long time before me. But now it's really going on.
And he's going to attack him. He's been tweeting. He is the tweeting president, as you know. And he says leaking, even illegal classified leaking, is a big deal, a big problem in Washington for years. And others must apologize. He says the spotlight has finally been put on the low-life leakers. They will be caught. And believe me, they have ways to be able to do it. And they're going to put big money behind it, and they're going to put the best minds behind it. I don't know if there's going to be hard drives that are going to be erased. I don't know what is going to take place like this, but, man, it's a full-fledged attack. It's not just the news media. It's people in the Beltway in power, and they don't want to let this go. It's kind of like the hardliners for Saddam Hussein, the loyalists there in that country. It's the same thing over here. They just could not let it go. For the life of them, they just can't. They can't see our country slip into the hands of Donald Trump. He's going to destroy us. The last I checked, and Keith Abloh, a very noted psychologist, said that there is definitely nothing that concerns him about the mind of Donald Trump. A successful billionaire making all these extraordinary deals and very sophisticated deals that he has made through the years. There's no way that this guy is crazy, literally out of his mind. Crazy people don't make those kind of deals. Some people lose their minds, but he's in his right mind. There's people that just don't like where he's going. But every day, I comb the nation's wires, and I see things in the news, and I say to myself, every time a news story